I've been privileged to work with urban youth now most of my adult life. I've been with them in their homes. I've helped them in school. I've gone to court with them. I've been in hospitals with them. I've actually jumped over fences, grabbed kids and taken them to school. And I've chased kids who have guns down alleys. I know a lot of urban kids. And there's one thing I've never heard them say. How can I mess up my life today? I don't hear that. But here's what I do hear. I hear them say, I want to succeed, but I can't figure out how because my life is complicated and I don't know how to navigate that world. Let me tell you about Juan. I met him years ago, and he came from a family with two adolescent girls, a younger sister. They had lived in home after home after home. Their mom had severe diabetes and even more severe alcoholism. When I met him, they lived in a cardboard box in the local park. Well, one day I went to see Juan, and there was a padlock on the door, and I realized they'd been evicted. At that point, later that day, I was able to find him across the city. And when he came out, here's what he said to me. With his head down, he said, I knew it was Tuesday, your day to come. I said, yeah. We were quiet for a moment longer. And this dear, beautiful young man looks up at me with tears running down his face, and he says, I prayed you would find me. We at ElevateUSA believe there are thousands of kids across America with that same cry. Find me. And we also believe that no one gets there alone. No one. In fact, I'm going to bet you don't sit in that chair today because you got there alone. I want you to take a moment. Think about somebody in your life. You might have many, but one person that you know helped you get where you are today. Okay, you locked it in? Got it? Okay, now I want you to turn to somebody next to you, and I want you to tell them just the name of that person. Come on, go. 1, 2, 3. Your turn. I surprised you, didn't I? Okay, now, here's the thing. Those relationships transformed your life. And at ElevateUSA, we believe it's those kind of relationships that will transform our kids' lives. How do we do that? Well, first of all, those relationships need to be long-term, life-changing relationships. How do we build those? Well, the first thing we do is we hire staff who represent the communities of our kids, and they're paid full-time staff. Then we take those staff and we help them build those relationships through 4 program areas. The first program area is accredited classes. We partner with our local public schools, and our staff go in and teach accredited elective classes. You can take psychology, art, Elevate. And we teach 13 character qualities and life skills in those classes. Now, there's something a little unique that we do with that. So we teach those 13 character qualities, these high school kids, and then every week, those high school kids get in one of our vans, they drive to the local elementary school, and the high school kids mentor the young kids. I want to be like you, right? Let me tell you about Manuel. Manuel and his buddies, one Friday night, were standing in front of a cooler, the beer cooler at 7-Eleven. You guys never did that, did you? But they were trying to decide how to steal some beer when all of a sudden they heard this young man going, Mommy, come here. You gotta meet my mentor. She's pulling him along. He taught me about character in school today. Kabing. Well, here's some magic that happened. Manuel had a moment, right that moment, when he had to decide, who am I gonna be? He walked out of the 7-Eleven, made a phone call to his classroom teacher, who drove and picked him up at 7-Eleven, sat over coffee and helped him make a life decision about who he was going to be. And that young man, Manuel, today is a business leader in Denver and sits on our board. The reason that that teacher could do that is the second part of our program called mentoring. So our staff work in the public schools with those kids, but they also mentor them 24/7, 365 days of the year. They're available, large group, small group, one-on-one. We are everywhere in their life because the person that gets the most time wins the battle. So that's mentoring. The third part of the program is adventure. That's that small group, large group. We take kids out of their comfort area into areas where they learn how to take risks, fall down, get up. We call that grit, but I also think it's kind of important that they have fun. And then the fourth part of the program is called college and career. Every one of our kids needs a plan that they know how to work once they graduate from high school so they're ready to launch. Those are the 4 program areas that we build long-term, life-changing relationships to equip our kids to be prepared to launch. Is it working? We believe it is. Over 90% of our kids that are in our program 3 years or more are graduating from high school. And of those kids, 86% of them are enrolling in college, vocational training, or the military. They're headed towards success. Let's talk about the return on investment. In our federal or in our public schools today, the average around the country is around a little over $12,000, actually $12,688. With that, they're getting an average of a 60% graduation rate. Now, to be in our program for 1 year, it costs $1,200, not $12,000, $1,200. With that, we're increasing the graduation rate from 60% to over 90%. You in business, I think you would call that a pretty good return on investment. We sure do. And that's why we're in cities across America. We're in Denver, Orlando, Phoenix, New York City, Boston, Indianapolis. We're in the Ferguson area of St. Louis and in Las Vegas. And we're expanding to cities all across America. Why? Because no one gets there alone. Did you?